As much as we all love and adore the shows we watch, there's a dark side to the industry that a lot of us don't know about. In some ways, it's not the best line of work at times. The work hours, the endless burnout, actors are people too. The same applies to NCIS, the well-loved crime show. In this video, we'll be telling you why Lucas Black from NCIS New Orleans left the hit series. First off, his thoughts on the entertainment industry. Black spoke to Fox News in detail about what, where, and why when it came to his decision. The actor was part of an original cast of the NCIS spinoff, and he played Agent LaSalle till he was killed off in season 6. Brutal, yes, but it turned out to be in his favor. He started off by explaining that he's been in showbiz since he was a kid. Right off the bat, you can tell the poor guy has been through a lot because let's face it, the very nature of the work can be tough for a child. And to be doing it all your life, man, anyone would want a break at some point or the other. So because of his amount of experience, he's seen how the industry completely runs you dry. Not only your own physical and mental health, but your family's too. Lucas is a family man. He's got a loving wife and kids at home. Over at NCIS, his schedule was crazy hectic. We're talking like 70 hours a week. He went on to say that this was really destructive. He would come home and the kids would be fast asleep and he'd barely get time to spend with them, which of course isn't fair for both parties. Obviously, it affected their relationship. He didn't go into much detail about it, but you can tell he felt guilty and things weren't going so well. The whole family even knew that his acting job wouldn't last forever because it just couldn't go on like that. Coming up, the cast members' reaction. Lucas made sure to point out that the cast and crew had no issue with his decision. They all respected it, because at the end of the day, if things aren't good at home, how can you do your best work? He did go into the specifics of what everyone thought though. Of course, when your co-worker decides to leave, you'll be a little shocked, maybe concerned. Black said that some of the cast was surprised, yes. It might have been a little sudden for them, but it definitely wasn't sudden for him. He had been mulling this over for ages. And then he said, enough is enough. Once he explained his reasons, they were totally understanding. As actors in the same show, they really understood the hustle and grind of network television. Like, the constant grueling routine for months on end with tiny breaks, it's quite a lot on a person. That being said, the entire experience wasn't fully horrible for the actor. He mentioned that he does have a lot of fond memories with Mark Harmon and Michael Weatherly. They're a really fun team. He even recalled a moment when Mark told him that he's gonna have to learn to take naps in this line of work. This was when they were all discussing the schedules and how tight things were getting. Lucas even said that he used to take a nap during his lunch break so he could be fresh and ready in the evening. Imagine skipping meals. Gosh, it must have been so tiring. And now, how he got back into acting. After he left, Lucas finally got to spend quality time with the fam. The actor found a way to achieve some balance between his work life and home life, and now he's starring in Pure Flix's Legacy Peak. In this one, his character is a father who goes on an adventure to win the hearts of his kids' love interests. It's a sweet role, and Black said that his wife actually encouraged him to take up the gig. He even called the script an answer to his family's prayers. He showed it to his wife, who just read it a few times, and asked him why he wouldn't want to take on a project like this. Lucas and his family are devout Christians, so he took a year off after NCIS to connect with his spirituality as well. Time away from the grind really did him well, and we're super happy for him. He went on to say after 2020, a lot of roles about fatherhood were being undermined. To him, it seemed like it was under attack. That's why when he got this one, it felt like a breath of fresh air. You can't say no to a good script. Following up, the roles he wants in the future. Lucas has found his calling, it seems like, after a long run on NCIS New Orleans. In the interview, he talked a lot about the kind of films he would want to be a part of and see more of in the future. He puts a lot of focus on what God has given to man, and he wants to see more stories where the innocent are protected. Legacy Peak does this, and it's mostly about the relationship between a dad and his kids. It's honestly the sweetest thing. You gotta elevate your kids instead of tearing them down. Other than working and acting, he's making time with his little ones by teaching them hunting, fishing, and cultivating a love for the great outdoors. It's so wholesome to see, and we really wish nothing but the best for Lucas and his family. The fact that he's found a character that he can connect with strongly is super awesome too. At the end of the day, you should enjoy your work, especially when it's in a creative field. He ended the interview by reminding parents everywhere that they need to be present in their kids' lives. It's easy to get caught up in work, but you have a responsibility no matter what. Right on, Lucas. And now, for some other NCIS news you might have missed out on. First up, could Nick's injury be concerning? Spoiler warning for the Unearth episode of Season 20. So now that we've got an episode to look forward to every Sunday, we can keep up with the new developments happening in Nick Torres and Dr. Grace's lives. This one kinda left fans a little worried, mostly about Nick. So after they were taken by thieves searching for gold, they kinda got into a rough encounter, which resulted in Torres' arm being in a sling because of a gunshot wound. Ouch! This leads fans to wonder if they're amping up for a serious plotline headed Nick's way. No one's safe. so fans are worried that this might be the beginning of how they may end up killing Nick off. Let's hope this isn't the case. And now, Steven Binder talks about Abby Sciuto. The producer of the flagship show recently sat down with TV Line and talked about a character none of us can get out of our heads. Even though she left years ago, Abby's still an icon and the backbone of the show. New fan or OG, everyone loves and misses her. Her departure really affected the cast, crew, and all of us. That being said, it's fishy that the show hasn't mentioned her even once since she left. Gibbs got a lot of references since she did, so why not Abby? Fans have been asking this question for a long time. Well, Binder said that in season 20, they're looking to make a change. He stated that he would like to mention her more and feel her presence more. We're all excited to see how they'll build her legacy because she deserves it. She hasn't vanished from the NCIS universe. Steven himself stated that she's somewhere out there, fighting the good fight and keeping an eye on everyone. Classic Abby, always doing the heroic thing. We really hope we got to hear more of her in the last season. Last but not least, a look at Jessica Knight's ex-boyfriend. CBS kept us waiting for a long time for more information on NCIS Season 20, Episode 4. Thankfully, we have it now. If you saw the promo earlier this week, you already know that Leave No Trace is an episode that could feature a series of murders in national parks. Now we know a little bit more, including the fact that Jessica Knight's past, or more specifically, an ex-boyfriend, will be involved in this. Drama is on the horizon. Caleb Alexander Smith plays Gage Winchester, a National Park Service agent. Right off the bat, we know y'all are wondering if he has any relation to Sam and Dean from Supernatural. Oh well, guess we'll never know. We're naturally interested in learning more about him, especially since he seems to be the polar opposite of Jimmy Palmer. We hope they don't overplay the jealous angle with Jimmy, because it's way too predictable. With that said, we do hope that this episode allows us to see more of the Knight and Shining Palmer relationship, because we haven't seen much of it so far this season. We know they officially revealed it at the end of season 19, but they've kept it a secret so far at the office. Is that going to change too? Guess we'll have to wait for Sunday to find out. Well, that's all for this video. What are your thoughts on Lucas Black's reasons for leaving NCIS? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this, and we'll see you in the next video.